Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about the ecological footprint and how our eating habits affect the environment. Mexico is known for its amazing biodiversity, from desert to tropical forests. Our country is full of unique animal and plant species. This natural richness is being threatened by human activities. The ecological footprint represents the impact we have on nature, the amount of resources we consume, and the waste we produce.
One of the main factors that increases our ecological footprint is the food we eat every day. Producing and transporting food, especially meat and processed products, requires huge amounts of energy, water, and land. For example, producing just 1 kilogram of beef needs around 1,500 liters of water and release greenhouse gases such as methane. Processed foods also come with a loss of plastic packages and end up polluting rivers, oceans, and soil. These lifestyles damage ecosystems and contribute to deforestation and global warming.
In Mexico, this problem has serious consequences. Many endemic species, animals, and plants that exist only in our country are losing their habitats because of agricultural expansion and pollution. Forests are being destroyed to create pastures or to grow animal feed. So, our food choices not only affect our health, but also the biodiversity of Mexico. Every meal we eat can either help or harm the environment.
Our proposed solution is simple but powerful. Reduce meat consumption and include more ecological plant-based food in our diets. For example, people can start by having 1 or 2 meatless days per week, eating vegetables, fruits, grains, and legumes instead of meat. Buying local and seasonal food from farmers markets also helps reduce transportation emissions and supports local farmers. Finally, replacing processed snacks with natural options like nuts or fruits can reduce plastic waste also. These small habits are easy to practice at home or at school.
This proposal is valid because it focuses on actions that individuals take independently, without the help of large companies or the government. Studies show that reducing meat consumption can lower a person's ecological footprint by up to 50%. Plant-based diets require fewer resources, produce less pollution, and are much healthier. Buying local food can also reduce packaging waste and transport emissions. Together, these actions can make a big difference in the world and protecting its biodiversity. Thank you.
If many people adopt these habits, the possibility impact will be enormous. The demand of meat will decrease, leading to less deforestation and fewer greenhouse gas emissions. Schools and families can promote these ideas through small projects such as vegetarian days to eco-friendly cooking challenges. Even if it seems like a small change, when many people take part, the global impact becomes significant. Together we can help protect our planet through conscious eating.
To close our presentation, I research solutions that people can apply at home to reduce their ecological footprint in a realistic way. These solutions are new and go beyond simply eating less meat. Here are effective actions. First, saving water at home. Installing low-flow showers can reduce water use by up to 30%. Using energy efficiently, LED bulbs use 75% less energy. Third, reducing car use. Walking, biking, or carpooling reduces CO2 emissions significantly. Next, supporting local markets to reduce food miles. Then, avoiding ultra-processed foods to decrease packaging waste. Composting organic waste, which reduces methane, and buying durable items instead of fast fashion. If many people apply these habits, the combined effect can reduce environmental pressure dramatically. Reducing our ecological footprint is not about perfection. It's about making consistent, meaningful changes that protect Mexico's ecosystems and ensure a sustainable future for the next generations.
Mexico is one of the world's 70 megadiverse countries, which means it holds around 10% of all species on Earth. Represents 1% of the planet's and land surface. They have more than 20,000 species, including monarch, butterflies, isles, and thousands of endemic plants. This richness is not just amazing. Beautiful, it provides essential ecosystem service. For example, forests capture carbon, ocean regulates temperature, insects pollinate foods, crops, and wastes pure water. But biodiversity in the grazing area of Mexico's ecosystem are currently changing. By human activities, the higher of ecological footprint becomes and the fire wallows. Understanding this connection helps you see that reducing footprint not only about numbers, it's about protecting life that only exists on our country.
One of the biggest factors increasing our ecological footprints in waste. In Mexico, each person generates around 1.2 kilograms of waste per day, and most of it ends up in landfills. When organic waste decomposes without oxygen, it releases methane, a greenhouse gas much stronger than CO2. Another problem is e-waste, old phones, computer batteries, and appliances. Mexico produces around 300 tons of electronic waste every year, but only about 10% is recycled. Fast fashion also contributes. Clothes and cheaper, lower quickly, and replaced quickly. Producing cotton and synthetic fabrics consumes large amounts of water and chemicals. Every product we buy, even if it's small, increases our ecological footprint because it requires energy, water, materials, and transportation to exist. The most effective way to reduce this impact is adopting habits like repairing, reusing, donating, and buying durable products instead in disposable ones.
One aspect of ecological footprint that people often ignore is transportation. The food we eat doesn't magically appear at the stores. It travels long distances before arriving on our plate. For example, apples in Mexico often come from Chile, and garlic mostly comes from China. Many snacks come from factories in the United States, with products often comes from Canada. Food can travel 300 to 1,000 kilometers before we eat it. This is known as food miles. Transportation uses fossil fuels, especially diesels, which produces carbon dioxide. Globally, food transport creates around 20% of all greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture. Cold storage, refrigerated trucks, and containers also increase energy use, raising the ecological footprint even more. When we choose local food, we reduce these emissions automatically. It is a simple change, but it has powerful impacts on climate and energy use.
To understand ecological footprint, we also need to understand how ecosystems function. Ecosystems are balanced systems where plants, animals, microorganisms, soil, and climate work together. For example, forests create rain, regulate temperature, and store carbon in tree trunks and soil. Oceans absorb around 25% of global CO2 emissions, which slow down climate change. However, this balance is breaking down to the modern lifestyles. Some major threats are habitat fragmentation, where roads and cities break natural areas into smaller pieces; monoculture farming, which replaces diverse ecosystems with one single crop; soil erosion, caused by overgrazing and intensive agriculture; water extraction, which drives rivers and aquifers. In Mexico, 17% of rivers are polluted. and nearly half of the soil suffers the degradation. These problems increases our ecological footprint because we start depending more on artificial resources like fertilizers, import food, and long-distance transportation instead of healthy, functioning ecosystems.
Reducing our ecological footprint is not an impossible task. It starts with a small conscious decisions we can all make every day. The food we choose to eat has a powerful effect on the planet. By reducing meat consumption and choosing ecological food, we can save water, reduce pollution, and protect biodiversity. Taking care of the earth starts in our planet, and every small action counts toward a greener, healthier future. Thank you for listening.